Hi there, everyone. I just wanted to pop on tonight and go over some of the things that I've been thinking about. Uh, One of the problems that I've noticed doing as many paper crafts as I do, I get a ton of scraps. Now, I've been able to cut most of them down into my 6x6, but if you can see over there, my cart, that's my project cart. So when I'm working on projects, I've got all my materials on this. But on the top of my project cart, I keep my scrap paper. So these are just, bits and pieces of different projects that I've worked on. And I've got them kind of color coordinated, so it goes, from black all the way back to white, and then the rainbow's in the middle. And I have been challenging myself to do more with my scraps, making sure that I've got them right by my side helps me in making sure that I'm utilizing them as I'm going through my projects. So one of the things that I did was I took all of the big scraps and I cut them down to my 6x6s, and then I was going through YouTube trying to find, ways to use your 6x6 papers, because they do make tablets in 6x6s. So I thought that there might be some interesting ideas out there and giving me some way to use up this great big pile of 6x6s that I have. And of course, my favorite paper crafter on YouTube, Posh Paper Lady, she was doing something this week that just fell right into what I was looking for, and she was making these cute little bags. Now, the pattern that I use isn't exactly what she did, but it's kind of close, so I do want to give her a shout out and let everyone know. Again, this is not a Kathleen original idea. This is a Sherry Posh Paper Lady inspired idea. So I wanted to show you how to make these cute little bags, because one, it is July and we're doing a lot of Christmas and July stuff, but it's also July and you can start getting ready for some of your Christmas things. And look how cute these are. I mean, do you want to go to the dollar store and get a generic bag, or would you rather give them something handmade from the heart? So I'm going to show you how to quickly go through your 6x6s, whether it's a tablet that you've bought of 6x6 papers, or if you've cut down some of your scraps like I did. So let's get started. All right. Now, hopefully you can see the work table. I'm shooting a little bit different now because my techie brother told me that I was shooting my videos the wrong way, and that if I shot them this way, that they would get shared more on YouTube. So I'm moving my table up a little bit, so if the shaking bothers you, shut your eyes for a second, it should stop. All right, so what we're gonna do is I take 2 pieces of 6x6 paper. Now this one happens to be double-sided, so there's 2 ways you can do it. You'll notice that this bag is just a smidgen taller than this bag. Well, that's because this is double-sided paper, and what I did was folded down half an inch rim, just to give it a decorative trim at the top. But this one, because it's not double-sided paper, instead of folding it down, I cut some coordinating paper that matched the pattern and made trim that way. I also used the same type of paper to make the handles, but on this one I used this paper twist raffia that I was on the hunt for paper twist, and I did find red and green paper twist, and we're going to have a project a little closer to Thanksgiving. I'm going to show you how to make some really cool paper Santa Clauses and Mrs. Clauses out of paper twist, but that's going to be a couple months away. But anyway, while I was looking for it, I had ordered this thinking that this might be close in what I was looking for, and it really wasn't. However, I still love it. I use it for handles on some of the bags, and I also use it to make these really cool bows. Okay, so let's get started on the bags. All right, so like I said, I use 2 pieces of 6x6. And now if your paper has direction, make sure that when you do it that you've got the right direction. So I want my little Minnie Mouse. This is my my Cricut Disney paper. I still have quite a few pieces of it, but I got it on sale at Michael's. I think I paid $4.95 for the pack. It was on clearance. It was a great deal. You got to really watch those deals. All right, so I want my minis to be facing the right way. So I'm going to make sure that my score marks that I make for the sides to fold in are going to be facing this way. All right, so I'm going to score it 1/2 and 4 1/2. I'm sorry, not 1/2, 1 1/2 and 4 1/2. And then I'm going to turn the paper halfway and I'm going to score 1 1/2 again. All right, so you're kind of making a U shape with your score lines. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with the second paper. Okay, now like I said, this is double-sided paper, so I think I'm going to do the fold down. So what I did was I scored in a 1/2 inch. So after you score the 1 1/2, then just go over to 5 1/2 and score there, and 5 1/2 and score here. And that's what we're going to use to fold down. It's an extra little step, but I think it's worth it, especially when the double-sided paper coordinates so nice with the other side that you're going to be using as the front of your paper. All right, let's get rid of our scoreboard. All right. So now what we need to do is get these prepped to be glued together. So on one of the papers, we're going to cut off, I don't know that you can see these score marks, but we're going to cut off the 4 corner squares, all right? And you'll see as I'm going. And I'm not going to throw them away because I'm going to show you these little tiny scraps of paper, as cute as they are, as trash, they're even cuter as embellishments. And I'm going to show you what I do with them. I really like making my own embellishments. One, it saves money because, my golly, some of the embellishments out there cost more to buy than it is for you to make your whole project. So I invested in some stamps. I've invested in some punches. You know that I love my Cricuts. I have 3 of them. I have my Cricut Joy, and I've got my Cricut Air, my Cricut Maker over there. And my Cricut Joy, I bet you I use that, I want to say every day, but logically it's probably 5 out of 7 days, because it's just so easy. I keep the little tiny mat here. It doesn't take up any room on my workspace here. And when I need to cut out something to make an embellishment with, I just zip it through there. However, if I'm going to make multiple ones of them, then I always use my my Maker or my Air too. So, all right, so we've got the first piece of paper cut. Now the second piece of paper, we're only going to cut these 2 big corners out. The other 2 smaller corners up here are going to be what get folded down to make the trim on the sides of your bag. All right, so let's get this piece of paper cut. And we're not cutting them off. We're just actually doing a little slice out of it like that. And then a slice out of this side, because this is what's going to make the bottom of our bag. And then, like I said, here at the top, we're not going to cut these off. We're just going to do a little slice. Come here. All right. Now that is all the cutting that we're going to have to do. So let me put my knife away. All right, so now what we're going to do is join these together. So we're going to take this part of the bottom and this part of the bottom, and I don't know that there's really a difference other than I prefer to do it this way, but I like to take the piece that we've cut the corners off of and use that on the top there. So before we do that though, I want to fold it because it's easier to fold this way before you start putting it together and get those score marks worked down. Take your bone folder, make those nice and crisp. And then flatten it back out so that you're able to work with it. Okay, so we're going to put some glue here on the back. Oh, I didn't have my pin in it, and then it gets a little bit clogged there, and then you got to kind of work your pin back in there to unclog it. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we're just going to spread our glue down here on this tab. And then we're going to put it right in the center of the other one. Now make sure you don't go up over your score lines or else your folds aren't going to be nice. Okay. Use your bone folder and smush that glue in. Get it worked down there really well. Now, by putting the smaller one where we cut the corners out, this way the bottom here is more flush. And that's, it's a preference. There's no right or wrong. Again, you're crafting, you're having fun. It's art. All right, so now what does matter though is when you fold this up. This one has to go up first and then this one on the outside because you want this to fold down over that, all right? So you have to bring this one up first. So when we're gluing our tabs, make sure you're bringing your paper that's got all three of the tabs at the top there. All right. And I like using the wet glue on this, but you can use your double-sided tape. I just think it's easier when you have to have any movement or give in your project to use your wet glue. And so I'm using my wet glue when I'm making my bags. All right, so then you bring your other side up here and you're going to glue them to this side, and then we're going to get all this folded down. So when you're doing this, make sure that you've got everything nice and level or else your folds are not going to work. So when you're gluing this down, make sure you do it nice and even. All right, so you put some glue on these outside tabs here. And be generous enough with your glue that you know that it's going to hold, especially if you're putting them together now for Christmas, because you're going to, you know, store them for a little while, a couple of months. And you want them to still be put together when you get them out, when you're doing your gifts. So take that into consideration. If you've got double-sided tape that you know works really well for that, that's great. If not, the art glitter glue works really good. And Sherry, the Paper Posh lady who inspired me to make these, she likes the reptile glue. So she hasn't steered me wrong yet. So I did get some of the reptile glue, and I'm going to be trying that out as well. All right, so you've got that put together, and now all your little edges are going to fold down. So just take your your bone folder, make sure those creases there are nice and flat. And then we're going to put our glue. Put our glue right down here. Use your bone folder to get it all pressed in. All right, one more. All right, so that is how we put the base of this bag together. All right, and it's a cute little size. I mean, it's not going to hold a shirt or anything like that, but it's a great little size. And you don't have to just do it for Christmas or anything. I'm going to use these for birthday gifts. I even made little tags. There we go. Say happy birthday on it, and then I cut out the butterflies. And that's what I wanted to show you with these two little pieces that I cut off the corner. So what I'm going to do is, this one has Minnie's hand on it, so I'm not going to do it there, but I'm going to use this one. Just a butterfly punch. And I'm just going to put it in here and punch out. See the pink? Punch out my butterfly there. And then this one with Minnie's hand, I'm going to try not to get Minnie's hand in there. All right. So we've got these two pinks. And I'm going to take and fold my wings on one of them. And then see the center of the butterflies there and the wings fold in. I'm going to put some glue right there on the center of my butterfly. And I'm going to put that right on top of the other one. And then I have a butterfly that matches my bag. And then I've got these little tags that I've punched out. I can put my little butterfly on there. And then I can stamp it with happy birthday, congratulations, whatever it is that I want. But it's a matching tag now for this bag. See? It matches perfectly. All right, so let's get some handles on this. I have this yellowish, creamish colored raffia, and I think they'll make a really nice handle, kind of matches there. So I'm going to cut 7 inches. All right, and then we're going to fold them and put them in and make the little handles. Okay. I'm just putting a tab of glue, touch of glue on each end. Make sure it's on the same side. All right, and then I'm going to lay my bag down. And on my grid here, I see that it's 3 inches, and I want to put it on the right between the 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch mark. So this way I can make sure that my handles are going to be even on my bag. Just press that down real quick. Got a little glue on my fingers. All right, and then I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing with this one. A little bit of glue right there. Go right in between my 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch mark. And kind of making sure that they're the same height as well. You want them as even as possible. All right, so there we go. And then I'm going to just attach this here. You know what I think I'm going to do? Yeah. All right, I'm going to, give me 1 second. I know that I've got little brags that are shaped like buttons. Hold on. from Recollections. I got these at Michael's. They're little tiny white buttons, but they're just little brads. So I think that that's going to be a really cute way to attach my tag to this bag. All right. Oh, I only need one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I took this little tiny piece of foam. It was in something that I ordered, some packing, and it's perfect for piercing. So I glued on some paper to the back of it, and I use it when I want to poke little holes. And I'm going to use my little We Are Memory Keepers piercing tool. And I'm just going to pierce a hole right through the tag there. And then I'm going to do the same thing here on my bag. And watch, yeah. All right, so here's the line from the side. So I'm going to make that my back. So I'm going to pierce the front here. And I'm just going to take right here. And I'm going to not go right through the handle, but just outside the handle. And I'm going to poke a little hole. And then I'm going to match those two holes up, match them up. Then I'm going to take my brad, my little button. I'm going to work it past my butterfly. There. I don't know, I just kind of think it's kind of cute with it being Minnie Mouse, the little button. Can you see it? This light makes it a little bit of a glare, so let's see. Does that help? There you go. You see the little button? I just think that's kind of cute. All right, so there we go. My little 6x6 scrap paper made into a bag, and I hope that I've inspired you to use up some of your scraps. And I thank you for stopping by my channel. And if you enjoyed this craft, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the little bell icon, YouTube will notify you every time I upload a new video. So I'll talk to you all real soon. Have a great day. Bye.